Hello viewer, I am Builder of D, and today we are building Watchtower for you. Sorry, I had to do a voice. I had to do that voice. I've been bored. Literally, I've been bored lately, and I wanted to do a video. I wanted to do that voice for a while. So hey guys, OD17 right here, and welcome back to the Builder series, where I get to show you guys little details that I have put in certain places. So if you guys remember my very last episode, my last time I played on this world, I had built a little bit of a tomb area where this was actually a base operations where people actually were sadly, killed. And of course, I have to say, I do like this place. This place is actually my favorite. Now, I do have a build going on over there, but I have not finished it. Neither have this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm still thinking about a design for this place, but I'll talk about that later. So hey guys, today we're going to be building a watchtower. I'm going to be showing you a design of a watchtower that I've kind of wanted to try. Now this is a custom design of mine. Now I want to see if I can build a good enough watchtower for you guys. And this is more of the idea of basically having this as like a small watchtower build. And I'm probably going to need some, let me think. Where's those hanging signs? Some hanging signs. Some oak logs. Now, I might do some different designs where I might try out on different things. But one of the things is I'm going to be using a lot of lanterns. Lanterns and torches. Now, there will be other things like a small little chest. And of course, a spyglass and a bow and arrow. Which of course will be in. But let's get started on number one. Why do I have a cactus on me? Let's get started with part one. So what you're going to do in the first thing you're going to do is basically build it as high as you want. I usually build watchtowers this high most of the time, and it really just, this is my usual watchtower build. I always do it like this to make it a little bit even at times, but what I might do in this video is I might actually change it up. So the first thing you're going to need to do is, depending on what you want it to look like, you can make it look like this, or you can make it look like basically this. Now, this is basically the very simple design of a watchtower for me. This is like a very simple, small design. This is like a simple design for me. I might like go on cheats and like update it real quick. So this is a very simple design. This is like a watchtower design we're going to build. Another idea about it is that depending on what you want it to be with, and it's really just up to the viewer, it's up to you guys. This is like a small variant of a watchtower. You can actually do anything you want of it. And starting off with number one is basically this. Start using it the way you want. You can of course use logs still to do that. You can still use logs if you want. So the watchtower is going to look like this, but we're also going to be upgrading it with a few more logs. Probably a log here and a log here, but they're not going to be like up the way you want, which of course we're going to keep them one lower than what they would be. Now there is a reason. This is for mostly texture most time. This is if you want to do it. Now what we're also going to do is of course do this, which is going to be for the texture of the build. This is going to be a little bit of texture design, some ideas to it. And this is if you guys want to do it. Now I'm going to say it already looks pretty okay. We got some design going on here, and of course we got a little bit of a design going on now. In the middle here we're gonna have a little bit of a ladder. We're gonna have like some type of ladder. I wonder if you could put, oh you can't, that would be awesome. We're gonna put like some type of ladder here, put up a little bit more, like some around there. so now you can get up a little bit easier. This will be the ladder you're going to be using. This is going to be in the middle of the place, just for fun. Let me just change time of day to noon. So this is the watchtower design, and whatever you want to put here, you can put basically anything you want. You can put either basically anything. Now this is just up to you guys if you want to put something here. If I was doing this like in my survival world, I'd probably put a mix of mossy cobblestone, mossy brick, or just regular bricks. It really depends on what I'm using. Now I might do a idea on this one part, just like this, and just switch up. I might switch up a little bit, add some design here. So this is meant to look a little bit old, like an old style build. Since we're also doing this, we're also going to be doing it like that. Doing it like that. And of course, we're going to go back over here and do a simple design like that. And of course, this will make it look a little bit more different than what it usually would. Now, one other design in particular is the roof. The roof is going to be the biggest part, but we're also going to do something to the bottom. Now, say that this is like, oh my goodness gracious, I hate winter weather. Give me a second, let me turn off weather. Let me go on my cheats. Let me get on like my world. Cheat menu, always day, and no weather cycle. Now, one of the biggest parts about this is the roof, what we're doing. So I'm going to keep the same design, of course, it's going to be like this, but the roof is going to be very simple. It's actually going to be basically a little bit for each. Now, you're probably asking, why did I not do the wood on this side as well? Well, there is some reasons, there is a reason. The wood is, it's not going to look right for me because one, since I'm building this, it might not, for some those expert builders, they might think this is like a, you know, a horrible looking place. And I could tell, yes, it does look horrible to a point. But in the end, I wanted this place to look like, you know, kind of old fashioned, a little bit old, a little bit like new. And it's going to have like cobblestone, like some cobblestone stairs on it. Now, one of the biggest things we're going to do is we're going to actually add something particular. And that is the cobblestone, the mossy cobblestone. We're of course going to do it very simply as this. It's going to be very simple. The two blocks here we're going to keep open just in case, and of course do it the same way. Now, there is a reason why we're doing this. It's mostly we're just doing this for some aesthetic, make it look like it's a little different. So I keep. We're gonna give it some aesthetic, make it look pretty good, in my opinion. Now this aesthetic is gonna make it look a little bit more nostalgic for me because I used to actually, I'm not a designer, I'm gonna say now. I think most people probably see this as me just designing something very simple in the early game. This is something in the early game if you want to like make like a little bit of a base. A little bit of a base of operations. You can kind of see me doing this a little bit more. And of course this is like a design for players who want to like, you know, make it look a little suspicious, make it look like it's an old watchtower. I think this works for me, but the middle part's gonna be the interesting part because there's no gonna be entrance here. There's not gonna be entrance on this side because this is where you're gonna want to keep people out. It's right here that you're gonna start building some parts in, and very simply, you're gonna want to put some stuff in there. Now you're gonna of course put blocks here. Put certain blocks somewhere, and for some blocks you might want to put them here or here, while blocks like cobblestone and all that stay there. And of course, it might not look right because there's a pattern design, but hey, this is just an idea for those who want to try it. It's just a pattern design for those who want to try it. It's just patterns that if you want. Now, of course, I could put like basically this and then destroy this one to make it look like that. There you go. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to actually match it what this one was. We're just going to match them what they were. And of course copy it from there. And of course this is a very simple design itself. Very simple, very nostalgic for me. Now this is just to keep people out. This wall's just to keep people out. This area over here is going to stay open. Now you're probably going to be interested in a little bit. Why would I want to keep this area open? Well, there is one reason. To keep people to know that this is an entrance. Now there's not going to be a door or anything because one, it's actually a design that I think would work for me in particular because I don't like using designs, certain things. Now if you want to make it like this looks like medieval-ish, like it looks kind of medieval-ish, like early medieval. And I could see this being like a design that most people do. Now what you're probably asking is, what am I doing now? Well, I'm doing a very simple fact of block building. We're of course going to do this design real quick. This is a very weird design for a lot of people, and a lot of people probably don't really mind this design. Some people might hate it, some people might not, who knows. This is the design that I'm choosing right now, and I don't actually mind this design. I actually like it a lot. And it brings back to my the old days when I used to play Minecraft a lot. I used to play Minecraft a lot when I played this. I played Minecraft a lot, and I actually had a lot more fun doing it. And a lot of times I actually did use this a lot. And Mossy Cobblestone and regular Cobblestone was one of my favorite blocks to build with. And one of the things that I am going to do real quick is the supports. These will be, of course, supporting the inside of the place, trying to keep it together. This is a design choice of my own. This is a design choice of my own. I'm going to be mixing it up. This is a design choice of my own. There's nothing going to be here, so it's going to stop there and then pick back up where it was. A design choice of my own. It's going to just stop here and just, be very simple. What I might do is I might put some cobblestone bricks here, maybe some of this, and just add them up here just to make them look natural. Do that, and just very simply just do that. Now let's just add up the last part of this. Just add up that last part, and of course be very simple. It's a very simple design, and of course it's just a very simple design, and of course it's very simple. Now let's get some chains, some chains or something. What are they called? They start with a C. I know that. It's been a while. They're an item, really. We're gonna put some chains around here. Some around like corners or something. Just for some some pleasant idea of what's going on. These are like lanterns. You can put torches. You can put torches on you can put torches right here. It's just an aesthetic. If you guys don't have the luxury of chains, you can put torches around the area. That's if you want. One of the biggest parts about this is if you're a person who actually really does like using chains, you can do that. And it's just a simple design for you guys if you want. Another part about this is that it's a very simple. Sorry about that. I had to. That's a very simple design. It's very simple. And it doesn't take much style, just so some people know. Now, if you want, you can of course put a balcony or something to make it look a little bit better. Now, I wouldn't recommend this if you're going for like a build. If you're going for like a build that's meant to look like, you know, medieval-ish, I wouldn't recommend it. Why did I put a chest there? Very curious, why do I have a chest on me? I will be putting some little nostalgia bits in a few seconds. Let me just let me do the roof real quick, and of course I'll show you after I get done, and I'll show you guys the rest. Okay, let's see in a few minutes. Now real quick, I would like to comment. You're probably thinking, Odie, why didn't you put any mossy cobblestone on these ones? Well, these are brand new. To the Empire, they might be brand new. They probably have, you know, got all the moss off recently. You know, very simple design. They probably got all the moss off. While in the very top, they couldn't reach at the time, and they're trying to get here in a later bond date. They probably have not been able to get the moss off in years. Of course, these are very simple designs, and of course, I will be talking about why I chose a lot of builds here. This is the last part of the build, and of course very simple for most people. And of course, you might think, OD, why don't you just do it the way you want? Well, there is a reason. It adds type of detail. This is the watchtower and probably design. I know it might look weird for some people, and it does look weird on the sides mostly, because it looks like these are meant to go up, but in reality they're just holding the wood in place. In reality, you kind of see like what I was going with here. You're kind of like seeing a little bit of like a design choice, a very simple design choice, in my opinion, a very interesting like medieval style build. This is if you want to like pretend to be like a medieval knight or something. And I really like this like type of build. I think this build really suits the world. Suits like one of my worlds, which of course is Survival Island almost. Which I wouldn't recommend this build in Survival Island in particular. I don't think Survival Island would work this build. Survival Island might not work with the build. It's a very Survival Island is more of like a. It's not meant for this type of build, I think, in my opinion. You might see some chests up here that might have some different loot. One of them being arrows, probably, maybe a spyglass or two. Probably some food, probably some food rations. You know, very simple stuff. Some of them might actually include torches. Some of them might include spyglasses. Maybe 3, just in case, depending on how. Now, since we're doing medieval style, we're probably going to be doing a very like simple design, mostly with bows and arrows. I will be right back again. Sorry about the wait, guys. I had to do something. So, of course, back to what I was saying. Put some bows in there. Put some spyglasses. Probably like a little bit around the place. Show off this place. Was probably wants a good show this place is a good stronghold and all that. You probably, if you're in the early game, you probably don't have the resources to make a spyglass, and you might not have the resources to make a bow or an arrow. Maybe. Now, of course, we're gonna grab some, you know, some arrows, split them up a little bit, spread them around the place, you know. Very simply like that, you know, very simple. Very simple like that. Don't worry, we'll put some food in there too. Chance. And this place is gonna be like filled to the brim with arrows and all that, you know, very simply. Sure, this place was pretty much a good place to actually hunt. One of the other things is probably add some food, some bread, some potatoes, and maybe even a pie. Just in case, you know, very simple. Very simply food. Probably that time on it. This chest over here is probably gonna have some, you know, a horn. Let's see what type of horns we got. I'm gonna pick one of these three. That was loud as ever. I didn't want. Those probably. This one. The ponder. Throw this away real quick. And of course, this is the watchtower we're using. Very simple design, very interesting. And of course, we're not even done yet. We're not even close to being done, people. We're not even close. Yes, let's get downstairs and start remodeling the floor. Simple as that, you know. We're remodeling floor to make it look like the ceiling almost, but a little bit different. For the floor, we're going to be designing it out of a few different things. One of them being, of course, instead of using regular cobblestone like we did, we're going to make it out of mud. Yes, now some people might be curious, why mud? Why would we use mud? Well, mud is a decoration block in particular. I do not mind mud. No, I'm joking. We are not using mud. The reason why I made the joke about mud real quick is I just don't like mud in game. But the blocks we are using are very simple designs. We're mostly using them as basically design blocks. These are blocks that are made for designing and of course used for a lot of builds. And I think a lot of people probably know a few blocks. Now these blocks are like simple design builds. Some might actually bring some good ideas to it and some people might not. Now we're going to be using some iron, probably a little bit of smooth stone, and of course a little bit of wood to actually do the simple design, of course, of remodeling the place. We're going to be doing the same thing as basically what we did before. We're doing a simple design as we did earlier, which means we're going to be remodeling this place very simply as what we did last time. We're going to be doing a very simple design like this, and of course we're going to be modeling the area like we did. And this is a very simple design. I would love to see people actually modify design if you want. If you want to modify it, you can. If you want, this is up to you. Now you're probably asking, Odie, why are you doing iron blocks? This is actually a simple design if you want to do it. This is a very simple design. I do not mind this design. I actually think this is actually a really cool design for me. And of course this is a design that people can use, you guys can use. And of course if you walk in here you're probably going to see it like this. We're going to have a crafting table into the side, probably a chest, maybe a few chests stacked on one another. No, very simple. Maybe that. Maybe let's add a barrel instead. Add a barrel. This is meant to be like medieval times. They use chests of course, but it's more of like this is more like for aesthetic design. So we're gonna be using some barrels. Some barrels on this side. Probably a barrel on this side. A few barrels. You know, very simple. Very simple design. And a barrel like that. And of course these sides will be just left empty for now. I'll probably put an anvil over here as well. No books, no lectern, not even compost. Now, probably not even a smoker. This is like probably a Fletcher because you know it's like a representation of basically arrows. Probably a smithing table just for fun, and probably a fire just to, like, you know, keep people. Probably like for like the top area. This is for like the top in the middle. This like kept the piece together, which of course is like really rusty. It's a very rusty build. Just like a rusty old build. Probably not like that. Probably a little bit higher, maybe. This will always be burning. This will always be burning. And a very simple design. It's a very simple design to show that this place is working still. This place does work still. It's not like once was long ago. Probably more designs like this. And probably like this is probably like the end of like the designing part of it. Like just a very simple design, and in the end, very simple design. We will not have like any railings here. Just like keep things like natural. But this is it. This is the simple design I've shown you guys. This actually, now this is if you guys resources. This is actually for Java as well. This is for Java and Bedrock. You can both use it. This does not use any redstone at all. This is actually a very simple design that you could build in your world. So you can actually modify if you want. If you want to put like some modifications, use different blocks, use all things. You can make it out of spruce wood, cherry wood, anything. And if you guys want to make it look just like that, or even like this in particular, you can. It's up to you. I do like this one part as well. It's actually like a representation of basically what would I build if I was working with a medieval idea. I do like it, and of course, I'll be showing a little bit of a replay of what it would look like in a few minutes. So, in a few minutes, you guys will see a replay in about 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for watching, and of course, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and of course, I'm gonna say it, if you guys actually want to see more of me giving out little tutorials of showing how to build these things, I will. By the way, one other mention, Survival Islands episode 2 might be delayed for a bit longer. I am still working on the video and still working on editing it. It might be delayed for probably like a day, maybe less. It might come out today, I don't know. It depends on how fast I get it out. But I'm going to be working on this video for today. So, have a good day. And of course, see you guys next time. Bye.